up YouTube? This is DeFGandolf coming to you with another Minecraft video, and today we are back with another episode of Redstone tutorials. So, two things. First off, sorry I haven't uploaded in the past 2 days, or maybe 3, I can't remember now. I've been really busy with golf and friends and other things. And B, sorry I haven't done an episode of Redstone tutorials in a long time. I mean, this is probably the first one I've made in a couple of months at least. But yeah, today we are taking a look at hoppers. Now, I know we already took a brief look at hoppers in my 1.5 update video. But this is going to be a lot more in-depth. What I mean by in-depth is in one particular category, and that's making pipelines with hoppers. We're also going to be dealing some with droppers, and you'll see why those are important later on. Over there I have an example with a system that I'm going to show you of a way to get items from point A to point B without having to take them yourself. So, have you ever, well, first off, I guess I need to show you kind of how this works. If you haven't seen my 1.5 update Redstone tutorial video, I'm going to give a brief overview of what I said there. So hoppers have two states, off and on. For a hopper to be turned off, it has to be receiving a redstone signal. If a hopper is receiving a redstone signal, it is off. If you put an item into it, it will not pass through. And also you can throw items onto hoppers when there's not a sign on top of it. But you can also place them in. But when it's receiving a redstone signal, it is off and it will not transport items. As you can see, that torch is giving a signal, so it does not work. This one over here is on. It is not receiving a redstone signal. So when I put something in here, it'll pass through it, as you can see. Now another thing is, see that little lower part right there? That is very important. Where that is facing will determine where the item will go once you put it into the hopper. But both or all three of the items that I put into this hopper were transported into the chest. Now that happened because if you look right there, the little nozzle of the funnel is pointed towards the chest. Now over here is a basic hopper pipeline. So as you can see, all the little funnels are pointed into the next hopper and this end one into the chest. So when I throw a few pieces of cobble into this one, it'll go from here to here to here to here to here to here to here, and from this hopper into the chest. So there, I got all of the blocks that I got back. I had a stack before and I have a stack now. So just throw that there. See, you saw it pass through the hopper, and here it is. So now, droppers. Now a dropper, when you activate a dropper, which means you give it a redstone signal, every time it gets a signal, it will do its action once. Now its action is that it will take anything inside of it, no matter what it is, whether it be arrows or anything else, it'll pop it out as an entity. As you can see, it goes flying out. You can barely see it because it gets sucked up by the hoppers. But as you can tell, stuff did come out because there was full stacks here. There were 5 full stacks, and now there are some missing. Now it'll be completely random. It's completely random which of these gets pulled from. As you can see, stone is flying out. And if you want it to catch, let me rephrase this. It has random throw distances. So if you just put one here, sometimes items that it throws out will end up going beyond the hopper and not get caught. Sometimes if you use 2, there's a very few that go too far. But if you use 3, it's going to catch them all no matter what. And to use 3, you simply just make the third connect to the second connect to the first, and then have another hopper connecting to a chest that the first is this first one is connected to this one, which is connected to the chest. So now all those are right here. So I can just go like that. And there we go. Now, that is one way how they are used in conjunction. But before I go right there, let me show you this. So down here, I have a basic clock set up, and it runs up here to this hopper. Now, I mean dropper, not hopper. Hopper, dropper, they're very similar names. So I'm gonna say the wrong thing a couple of times throughout this video, so do forgive me if I do. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna quickly double right click rather, this lever. Excuse me. And you'll see that this does indeed make a clicking noise. See, every time it gets a signal, it makes a clicking noise. If I put something in here, it'll start making that noise. But if there was another hopper here, oh my gosh, that didn't look quite right. Need a chest. Okay, but if there's something here to catch the items, it's silent. The items are going into the chest, but the hopper is silent. I mean the dropper. Excuse me. But the dropper is silent. But the items are still going into the chest. So let me grab those. And as soon as there's nothing to come out, it gets loud again. So let me do that. Walk it up. That, clear it out. Alright, so here, as you saw right there, hoppers can place blocks into another block that it's facing, but the hole has to be facing. So that has to be facing whatever it's going to be used for. But in order to do this, in order to do anything with these droppers automatically, you have to have a redstone clock set up. And I covered how to make a redstone clock in my previous episodes of redstone tutorial, so if you want to go see that, just go to my channel, and I've got a playlist set up for redstone tutorials, and you will see it. I think it's in the title. I think it's episode 2 or 3. But in order to activate it here, the way I have this set up, just quickly click that, and they're silent because there's blocks inside. Whoops. There's blocks inside of here that are going into here. They're going into here. So yeah. Now, here is where droppers really come in handy when you're making automated pipelines and stuff. They can actually transport items vertically. So if I get a dropper here and I'm above it, as you can see, and I can make them face up. And the same thing right there will still apply when they're vertical. Now, in order to place them on top of each other or connect to each other, you just have to hold shift, or hold your sneak key, which in my case is left shift, and that's the default. You just hold the sneak key, and you'll be able to place it on top without opening the dropper's inventory. So yeah, in order to power these though, you have to set up a vertical torch system, redstone torch system, which I also did in one of my previous episodes. Yeah, I've got a really tall one set up way over there. There it is, that's an extremely tall one. But what it'll do is it'll allow you to power all these things. So this torch will toggle this one. This block is being powered or not powered by this torch, so it'll toggle this one. And this torch will toggle this one. So the goal is to get items into this chest right here. And let me check. Yes, there is. As you can see, because I have this set up to go very slowly, items are going very slowly, but it is silent. Excuse me. Throat's a little clogged up. Right. So there we have that. And now, over here, this is one of the ways that the dropper-hopper combination works. So this is how you would, if you were to make a hopper pipeline, but you needed to go up, this is how you would do it. So I have it set up with a redstone clock here, and that's just to my lever over here to activate the redstone clock. And it'll start going around and around and around. And it'll toggle these droppers. The goal is to get items from. Wait. Yeah, I'm gonna have to throw stuff in there. But the goal is to get items from that one on the end to this chest right here. And as you can see, there's nothing in this chest. So everything that comes will have to travel through the pipeline. So let me activate the clock. It's ticking. Here we go. Here's one. There it is. It successfully completed the system. So let me just chunk a bunch in there. Here it comes. And again, I have that clock set up really slowly, so it's going to work rather slowly, about one per second in the whereabouts. Alright, that's all that I put in. Yep. So just throw a bunch in here. I should get in the whereabouts 19 into that. And eventually it'll all come here. But yeah. So now we'll go to its practical use. So ideally you'd have all this stuff here buried underground. And ideally you'd also have it a little more compact than this, but I did this as a proof of crap. How did I put it? It's a proof of conception. There we go. It's proof of concept that you can set it up this way and have a automatic pipeline that goes vertical in your house. So let's say that you just came in from a long day of mining and you have let's see, you found 5 diamonds and you're really happy about that. So let's say you come into your house, but you have some other stuff to do, so you don't want to climb all the way up there. So you're going to throw your stuff into this hopper, and I'm going to quickly right-click this, and it's silent because there are items going up the droppers. And now it's making that sound. I can flip that, wait until the clicking stops, flip it back up. Now if I come up here, boom, there's my 5 diamonds in the chest. So again, the way this works, is that first thing you have to do is you throw an item into the hopper. That's 2. Then you double click this. There we go. I was a little too slow. You want to quickly double right click this lever on the left, and it'll start clicking. And then, well, actually, it won't start. Let me do this again. So let me turn it off. All right. So throw an item in there. Then you quickly double click this. It'll be silent for a second. And then once it starts consistently clicking, like it is right now, you just tap this one, wait until the clicking stops, turn it back up to reset it, and your item will be up here. So now I'm going to show you how that works. So let me go in here and get a lever so I can demonstrate this. Alright, so this line is connected to the lever on the left, as you can see right there. This line to the lever on the right. So when you hit the lever on the left, this redstone block is pushed right here, which hits this redstone, which comes over here, activates this clock. Now, when it hits this wooden block, because there's a repeater right here, it'll transport the signal through it, and it'll continue around in the loop. Then, there's, inside of here, and here, is the same dropper system that I have set up over there. So this is a straight up vertical one. And there's one down there that I have kind of buried underneath this stuff. And so the redstone torches and the blocks toggle the droppers and send the items up. Then that hopper right there will put them into the chest. So then, when it's turned off like that, the block is retracted by the sticky piston. And when you hit this, the wood block is retracted by another sticky piston. And that cuts off the traveling signal here. And then, to reset the system, you just flip that lever, the right lever again, puts the block back in place. So when you double right click this quickly, the redstone block goes into place just long enough to send out a signal here, and it'll pass through the wood block. Now you can do this with any block. I just had wood in my hotbar, so I use that. And again, to turn it off, that gets retracted, the signal stops. You just reset it. You're back in business. So yeah, that is the more practical use for this. So now I'm going to construct one from scratch. Now, don't mind this crater. I was trying to set up a automatic sorting system. I was trying to figure out how to set that up with hoppers and droppers and many other things. But sadly, I wasn't able to figure it out. So once I do figure it out, if I do figure it out, if there's even a way to do it, I will make another redstone tutorial video with that. I think that would be really cool. I've tried like 3 different ways, and I thought that one was going to be the one that worked, but sadly, it is not. But anyway, so what you're going to need is redstone, sticky pistons, redstone blocks, which are made just like all other ore blocks. You just fill the entire crafting grid with redstone. And you're going to need droppers, hoppers, redstone torches, redstone repeaters, block of your choice, and what else? Oh yeah, and the chest. Alright, so the way you want to do this is you first want to find where you're going to have your chest. So let's say you've got a platform here. Say this is in your house. Well, actually, this wouldn't be in your house, but say this is like a deck outside your house or something. And you have a chest up here, and you want to be able to put stuff into it without having to actually get up here. So what you're going to do, you're going to build one of these systems. Now granted, this is a pretty expensive thing to build because it requires a lot of droppers, a lot of redstone, and sticky pistons. I mean, it is a fairly expensive system to build. But if you're going to be making one of these systems, I'm assuming that you are rather set in your survival world that you are building this on. Or heck, creative world, doesn't really matter that much. But I'm going to take this down and go one further out so that there's a center point because I like symmetricality. There we go. And so now we have our chest right here, or anywhere up here, but it would look best if it's on the edge. And then you would need to have a hopper connected like that, then another hopper like that. Then, actually what you need to do first off is build your tower of droppers. Actually, you can just do it this way. Like that. Then you need to have your hopper that you are going to be throwing the items into in here placed down. And once you do that, yeah, that's right. I have to rebuild this whole entire thing now. There we go. Okay. So now I'm just going like that. Yeah, should work. And you now have your little hopper pipe set up. And from there, you can come out here. And what you need to do is power these things. So, like that, like that, like that, like that in this case. So, now from there, actually you're going to want to do this a different way. You're going to want to do that, and like that. Okay. So there, if you don't have to hit that. It's easier if you do it this way because you have to hit this block instead of this block with the redstone signal. So now, just come down here and set up a clock. So in order to do that, you just want to make sure that the redstone will contact on one of the edges, which in this case is going to be right here. And you want to go boom, 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 boom. Be sure that this arrow is pointing that way, this one's pointing that way, this one's pointing that way, and this one's pointing that way, or it won't go in a circle, and it will stop. And you need this current to go in a circle. And then you just have to set up a lever, or actually a lever works best. So, set up a lever. And at this point, all you have to do is... Oh wait, this is too fast for me. Actually, let's see. I want to try something. Just bear with me. So, do it like that. Yeah, if the current goes in the circle, if the current goes in the circle too fast, it won't work. Alright, it seems like all you have to do is one back, but just for reliability's sake, I've not really experimented with it only one back. I'm going to go 2 back, which is what all my others are set up to do. There we go. So now, I come in here, throw items right here. You can hear the clicking is diminishing as items are going up through the droppers. And boom, here are our items coming up. Now, in order to set this up the way I have that one set up, what you would need to do is take care. Alright, so what you would need to do in that case is something like this. Yeah, that's right. And then have this like that. And stick with the stick. There we go. So like that. Yeah, it should. That should. And the only thing about that is that this cannot be a corner piece. It has to be a straight piece right here. Straight from the block to a piece of redstone, then around it. For this to work right. Now, you just have to default this to there we go. Now that's stuck. It's working correctly. So now let's run this over here to another level. Here's no meter here. And that makes it retract. So now, throw my items in here. Now I flip this. Wait for it to start clicking again. Alright, so now flip that, stop, flip it back, and there we go. All of our items will be up here. Alright, so if this video helped you with your pipelines, please do leave a like. It takes me a lot of setup for these videos, and yeah, so hope you enjoyed. It's DeFGandolf signing off. Later, guys.